من أدنيك بالعاصمة أبو ظبي انطلقت أعمال الدورة الثانية من الكونغرس العالمي للإعلام 2023، حيث شهد اليوم الأول من فعاليات الكونغرس طاولة مستديرة ترسم مستقبل البث الرقمي وتسلط الضوء على أثر الذكاء الاصطناعي على الإعلام المعاصر، بحضور مسؤولين وإعلاميين من كبرى المؤسسات الإعلامية.
Well, I think one of the things that people in the media love to do is to talk about the media. And what better a place to do it in an environment like this, where you have media leaders from all over the world, not just Western Europe, where I come from and where I've worked for many years, but also media leaders from Africa, from Asia, from the Americas, from Latin America, a real mix. And I think there's a real benefit to having this diversity of experience here discussed in forums like the one we've just had, but also on the main stage. I think the topics are really interesting and it's a great environment for us to all learn from. Artificial intelligence is a fantastic opportunity, really, for the media industry. The media industry is founded on technology, really. We wouldn't have it, otherwise we'd still be drawing on tablets of stone and handing them around the village. So the media industry is built on technology. So we should be able to take advantage of this. It's a fantastic aid to be able to have software to solve some of the solutions that previously have involved lots of human beings. But there's also a challenge. We need to retrain our personnel to make sure that they can cope with these new tasks. And of course, technology can also provide threats. It can also be a real challenge to the businesses that we all work for. So AI is a fantastic opportunity, a fantastic set of threats as well. Is it 50-50? Is it 55-45? We have to work that out over the next few years.
Because it gives people an opportunity to exchange ideas, learn from one another from all different parts of the world. I don't think there's one challenge, there are multiple challenges. The biggest one, I think we've got issues around funding that legacy broadcasters, linear broadcasters, are facing challenges, whether they're publicly funded, governments are trying to save money. If they're commercially funded, advertisers aren't necessarily just putting the money into TV and radio, they're spreading it across all sorts of other platforms as well. So the pot of money is getting smaller, so people are being asked to do more with less.
والله أنا مسرور جدا للمشاركة في المؤتمر الثاني الجلوبال ميديا كونغرس اللي تنظمه الإمارات. مشكورة وأشكرهم على اختيار هذا الموضوع اللي هو موضوع المستقبل ومستقبل التكنولوجيات الحديثة في مجال الإعلام. وقد شاهدنا يعني في افتتاح المؤتمر شاهدنا إنتاجات من قبل الذكاء الاصطناعي، وهذه الثورة التكنولوجية التي لا بد أن نخوضها بالتدريب والتكوين وبتأهيل الموارد البشرية متاعنا، لأن مؤسساتنا الكل رأس مالها الأساسي هو الإنسان.
وناقشت الطاولة المستديرة عدداً من القضايا التي تهم الإذاعة والتلفزيون والآفاق الجديدة، كما وسلطت الضوء على أهم التحديات التي تواجه قطاع الإعلام في الظرف الراهن.
I think it's difficult to say what the biggest challenge is because there's so many of them. So many challenges. There's a challenge of technology, transforming our businesses with the aid of technology, but it's also a threat. How can we combat fake news, misinformation? Can we use technology to help us combat those threats? There's also a threat of funding our businesses. Many of the organizations that here represent television stations that either have been funded by governments or by advertising. Both of those sources of funding are under threat. That's a big challenge. And then there's a challenge about audiences. Our audiences are moving elsewhere. They're not watching traditional media, they're moving to social digital media. Can the organizations of the people that work here really transform themselves into serving those audiences in those different places? So there isn't one biggest challenge, there's like lots of them. And this kind of environment helps us to try and work out some of the answers, I hope. I think the message for any media conference is to be super positive. You have to be positive. You have to embrace change. You have to attack the problems and find solutions. You have to be enthusiastic about adapting yourself and the companies you work for to meet those challenges. If you start to be one of those people who says, oh, back in the old days, or we didn't used to do it like, you're dead. You have to change, you have to be open to it, you have to learn. All of us, even someone of my age, has to keep learning, otherwise you're in trouble. So conferences like this really help you to keep that learning journey going.
I think collaboration is needed, collaboration is good, collaboration is how things get done in the world. If we all exchange ideas, I think that's really good. Don't be frightened of change. Humans don't like change. We're creatures of habit, and change is inevitable. We've got to embrace it. We've moved from print through radio, through television, to digital. What's next? Goodness only knows. It'll be implanted in our brains, perhaps, direct transmission from somewhere. But we've got to adapt, and I think media organisations have been very good at adapting. Journalists tell stories in different ways. They've learned how to storytell effectively to new audiences in new ways. So I think it's set fair with a little bit of headwind here and there, but we'll get through it.
الرسالة الوحيدة هي أن التواضع والعمل والبحث عن تحسين النفس وما يسمى بثقافة الجودة كل يوم تخطو خطوة إلى الأمام وليس خطوة إلى الوراء.
وأجمع ممثلو الجهات الإعلامية العالمية على ضرورة استمرارية رحلة التعلم لمواكبة التطور المتسارع الذي يشهده قطاع الإعلام. من هنا كانت تغطيتنا الخاصة لفعاليات اليوم الأول من منتدى الإعلام العالمي Global Media Congress. لمنصة نص خبر نورا علال، أبو ظبي.